Have you ever hit record on a video knowing exactly what you're going to say, and then halfway through the video, you just start rambling? Or maybe you're on the opposite end where you do script your videos. It sounds stiff, awkward, or like you are reading from a school essay. Most creators think that the problem is confidence or the algorithm, or that they're just not good on camera and don't have that camera confidence. But the real issue isn't whether you script or don't script, it's how you script. YouTube states that 70% of all of your views comes from YouTube recommendations. And in order to get your videos recommended, then there is one key factor that they use to push out recommended videos. And that is the average view duration of a video. So not only do you need viewers to click on the video, you need them to watch the video and you need them to watch for a long period of time in order to get your videos recommended. So when you're creating a script for your video, no structure can lead to a lot of rambling, but too much structure can make the video feel a little bit awkward. And neither one of those things are going to keep viewers watching, which is one of the most important factors for getting your views recommended. So what you actually need is an easy framework that guides the message without trapping your personality. And this will help keep viewers watching for longer and get your videos recommended more. So I have created over 300 videos over on my main channel, and even starting this brand new channel, the ones that followed this framework performed way better. And that's why in this video, I am going to teach you the Pulse framework, which is also what I use to script out all of my videos. Now, most scripts tend to be written like essays. They tend to explain everything, but they don't actually move. The Pulse framework is different because every piece of it actually serves a purpose. And I want you to think of it not as like a rigid formula, like you have to follow this step, but more of a creative rhythm. And once you understand it, you can use it on every video in any niche. So let me walk you through these steps. And as I do, I will give you some examples and not rules. So every single video needs a pulse to keep it alive and to keep viewers watching and engaged for longer. So the 5-step framework of Pulse is first is to pull in the viewer. 2 is to unveil the promise. 3 is to legitimize your expertise. Number 4 is to guide them with the steps. And 5 is to execute with an action or encourage them with the material that they've learned. So number 1, we will start with P, which is the pull. This is how you earn attention of your viewer. Not with this long intro, but you're really meeting them where they're at. The first 3 seconds of a video really determines whether or not the viewer is going to stay or go. So this is really important. Now, a lot of people call this the hook. Obviously, another term is the hook, but I don't like to think of it as like I'm going to stick you in the mouth and kind of like reel you in, but more like I am going to pull you in gently because I want you to actually listen to what I have to say and understand how it's going to be helpful. Whenever I coach students in my program on how to grow, create, and monetize a YouTube channel, one of the main questions they ask me is, I don't know what to say in my hook. So I've come up with a strategy in which you can craft and curate the perfect hook or basically the perfect pull in order to pull your viewers in. So first, let's take, for example, a video that I'm going to create basically about how to master the YouTube algorithm. So this is something that people are commonly searching for. So yes, I can definitely start off my video with, "Hi, my name is Michelle. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to tell you how to master the YouTube algorithm." But boring, right? Like everybody does that. So how can we create a really intriguing pull or hook? And here are some ideas that I can give you. So first, take the topic of your video and first think of a struggle. Okay, so why do people really want to master the YouTube algorithm? Well, it's hard. We want to try and figure out all these formulas and work towards the algorithm. Okay, so now that I kind of understand their struggle, they want to work to the algorithm because they think the algorithm is the key in order to grow. You want to challenge the belief. So instead of saying the algorithm is the key to grow, we want to somehow tie in that no, you're not working for the algorithm. The algorithm is actually working for you. Now that I have my main idea of the video, which I really want to point out a struggle, I want to challenge a belief that they have, and three, I want to drive curiosity. How can we put this into the perfect hook? So here are some ideas that you can craft and curate the perfect pool or hook is that you can take these things and then put them into a statement, a statistic, a story, a question, or a quote. So SSSQQ, if that makes it easier for you to remember. So here's an example of how you can put it into a statement form. While pointing out the struggle, challenging the belief, and driving curiosity, I could say something like this: stop fighting the algorithm. Lay your foundation first and then build from there. So that was a really intriguing pool. So basically, I'm saying, pointing out the struggle that they're constantly fighting the algorithm. So I'm telling them basically, stop fighting the algorithm. There's another way out. So here I'm kind of pointing out the belief, which is that they need to, in fact, lay the foundation first, and then I need to go from there. So it drives curiosity because it's kind of like, oh, okay, I need to do this. Okay, how do I do that? What do I need to do those steps? So first, you can start with a statement like that. Next, we can put that into a statistic. People believe you more when you actually point out something that they don't know. So oftentimes they're probably not going and Googling statistics, and you can literally Google or put into ChatGPT a specific statistic that you want to say in order to prove a point in your video. So here's an example of one that I used, and I actually already said it earlier in this video, but I can say something like 70% of watch time comes from YouTube's recommendations. But that stat creates a false belief that algorithms control everything. Actually, it's clarity, style, mission, and message that decides whether people watch long enough for the algorithm to even care. So here I started off with a strong statistic, and then I'm challenging the belief around that. So that is really creating curiosity around, okay, how can I stop fighting the algorithm? And what are the steps that I can do in order to do something different? What is another way out? The third example you could do is put it into a story format. People love stories. In fact, you should be telling stories throughout your content, but starting off with a story is really going to take the viewer on a journey of either how you did it and what you have overcome. So here's an example. When I first started YouTube, I studied the algorithm so much that I became a puppet to the platform until I realized these three things. Okay, so see how I'm starting off with my personal story and how I'm also starting off with the struggle of the algorithm and how I overcame that struggle using these three things. So that really challenges the belief that the algorithm is in control, and it drives curiosity because they want to like follow the story with you. They want to know the outcome of the story and how you were able to stop dancing like a puppet, chasing the algorithm, right? So next, you can put this into a question form. So a question form could be something like this. Are you tired of dancing on camera for algorithms that keep consistently changing? What if I told you there was another way to do it? So see how that question points out the struggle that they're having now and challenges the belief that they don't actually have to dance on camera anymore. They don't have to be a puppet to the algorithm. There's another way out. And it drives curiosity because it questions, what can we do next? And lastly, you can put it in a quote form. Here's an example. Mr. Beast stated in one of his interviews that when people say they have an algorithm problem, replace that word with audience. You don't have an algorithm problem, you have an audience problem. So what he's basically stating is that the algorithm works off of you and not the other way around. So see how I started off with a powerful quote, challenging a belief, which will drive curiosity to get them to keep watching. Okay, so those are 5 ways that you can create a awesome pool in your videos, opposed to, I'm going to help you master the YouTube algorithm, right? This drives curiosity, and these are just ideas that you can plug into to keep your viewer engaged. So next step is you, and this is your unveil. Now, this is the step where the viewer is going to ask, okay, You got my curiosity going. Now, why should I keep watching? And this is where you are going to give the direction of the video. This builds safety and trust. So you're going to state why this matters and how they're going to do this. This is the promise. This is what you are going to tell the viewer what the video is going to be about. So say, for example, I used one of my previous hooks to pull them in. Next, I'm going to point out why this matters and how they're going to do it. Because the viewer is going to be subconsciously asking, why does this matter? Why should I watch this? So here's an example that I would use in this phase while scripting out this video. After I've crafted my pool, then I would say, I'm going to share the easiest 3-step framework that you can use in order to stop worrying about the algorithm and focus on viewers instead. Okay, so this was clear about why this matters, right? They want to stop worrying about algorithms and focus on viewers and how they should do it using my 3-step framework. Okay, so this step can be quick and easy, however long you want to make it in order to get your point across. So now let's go ahead and move on to the L, which is legitimize. So previously, the unveil is, why should I watch this video? The next question they're going to have is, why you? Why should I watch this video from you? Or why should I trust what you have to say? You can do this by legitimizing your expertise, but it doesn't always mean about just proving your worth or that you have gone through it. You're going to prove that this message actually has weight. And here's how you can do it. So one, you can show personal proof. So say, for example, I just stated that I'm going to share my 3-step framework of how they can stop chasing the algorithm and start focusing on viewers instead. And then I can go in and share personal proof. So here's an example. Over the last 5 years, I've created over 260 videos, and the ones that use this pull strategy have worked the best. Or say, for example, you don't exactly have personal proof. What you can do is share research or data. You can plug in a statistic here that would prove that your message has weight or that your message actually means something. So here you could say, for example, if you didn't use the statistic piece in the pool or in the hook, then you could say here, did you know that 70% of views comes from YouTube's recommendations? But the recommendations are actually based on viewer behavior, right? So now you're leading them on to another step. So you are legitimizing why this is important, because if they want to get views and if they want to beat the algorithm or master the algorithm, then they need to understand where the algorithm comes from, right? So you're giving your message weight. Now, if you don't want to use a statistic here, another idea would be to use an expert quote. So if you don't have the proof, then you could actually pull in a quote from somebody who does have the proof. So here I like to think of it as you being the reporter, right? Think of somebody reporting the news. They're not the ones who have experienced it. They're just bringing the message from somebody who has experienced it. So here you could plug in the quote from Mr. Beast. So why is this important? Why is this message important about mastering the YouTube algorithm? Well, Mr. Beast, who has over a bazillion viewers or however many he has, most people on YouTube know who Mr. Beast is. You can bring in his quote. Whenever you have an algorithm problem, it's really an audience problem, right? So the quote that he specifically said, that helps legitimize and build trust that, okay, your message, I really want to hear what you have to say because you've done the research behind this and I trust what you say. Okay, so this is where you are going to legitimize and build trust. And again, if you don't know where to find statistics, literally use ChatGPT, use AI, use Google, use all of the tools that you can to really help master your script. All right, so once you have gone through the legitimize phase, this is where you are going to share your steps. Now, your steps you are really going to want to keep simple. I would say do like 2 to 10 steps. And I know that sounds like a wide spread, but if you have very, very, very easy, simple to follow steps, then I would say that you can have more if it makes sense with what you're presenting. So say, for example, it's like, hey, step 1, first touch your nose. Step 2, touch your head. Step 3, do this, right? Those are super, super easy steps where the viewer can like follow along and actually do those steps. I know that I follow those if I'm like trying to figure out how to use the iPad and it's like, step 1, go here. Step 2, go here. Step 3, go here. you can have more steps. But if it's something that you have to explain, like for example, in this Pulse framework, it's 5 steps, but I'm going into detail into each step. So I don't want to have like 25 steps to write a script, right? I'm keeping it simple, putting it into a 5-step framework so that way you can easily follow each step. Now, here you are going to want to prove each step. So even if they believe you about the video, so say for example, they believe you about mastering the algorithm, they understand that now the algorithm is not something YouTube controls, but it's based off of your behavior, then in each step, you have to prove why this step is important. If I'm pointing out that 70% of views comes from YouTube's recommendation, then what is the one thing that I want to look at? I want to look at average view duration. How do I increase my average view duration? Well, I would say, hey, use the pulse strategy or do these. And that could be one step. If I am trying to increase YouTube recommendations, the next step in looking at the algorithm may be click-through rate. So let's just say, for example, that is the second most important step to increasing the YouTube algorithm. Then I may go in and give examples of why the click-through rate is important and tips on how to increase click-through rate. Now, you can use the pulse method and plug that into each step where you do have a pool. You do have an unveil, why this step is important, and then you even have steps within the process, which is kind of what I'm doing here. Or you can just keep it simple and say, okay, in each step, I want to make sure that I'm sharing a story, an example, or a statistics that really demonstrates why this step works. Okay, so if you can think of those 3 things, then you don't have to create a new hook, create a new unveil, create a new step within the step, right? You can just keep it as simple as possible. This step is important because I tested it out and this is what it worked, right? So you can keep those steps simple. But you do want to explain why each of those are important. All right, so lastly in the Pulse framework is E, which means execute or encourage. So one of the biggest problems that people make is that at the end of their videos, they leave people hanging. And this is exactly what you don't want to do. You want to motivate them to implement what they've learned and help transform their results. So don't leave viewers hanging. Close with purpose and direction. So what does this mean? Well, you can simply ask them to subscribe to your video. You don't necessarily have to do this at the end of the video. There are many videos where in the middle of the video, I will say, hey, if this step was actually helpful, then click the subscribe button, because you don't want to have too many call to actions at the end of your video. So you can plug those in little spots there. Or at the end of your video, you can ask them to engage. For example, hey guys, if you like this video, leave me a comment with your favorite step. Or you can say something like, hey, if you're going to try this at home, leave me a comment below and let me know. Now, if you have some sort of guide or course or freebie that you want them to do, then you can say, hey, down below is a link to my free scripting kit, and click it down below to get a copy of your free script. By the way, that's exactly what I did for you in this video. This Pulse script, you can literally click down below and download it for free and then use it on your next script. So you could say something like that, which luckily for you guys, I did that for this video. Or you can simply ask them to just watch another video if you don't have something for them to download. You could say something like, hey guys, if you like this video, then you will love this video. And you can have a video pop up here in the corner. But the idea when creating a killer closing is to encourage action, to motivate them to implement what they've learned and transform their own results. All right, so that's all I have for you guys today. Let me know down below in the comments if this was helpful. See how I'm using my own scripts, but I really do want to know. Subscribe if you like this video. I will have more content available for you guys every single week, and I will see you in my next video.